Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Dancing Gnome Brewing Company out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This beer is called Beyond Infinity. It's actually a collaboration with Permanent Hangover. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with them. They make a lot of glassware. They've done several special ones for these guys. They're the ones that do the My Boy Glassy glasses, and they've done some for DDB too. But they definitely done several for Dancing Gnome. They've done like the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mary Lemieux, and Yarmer Yager ones. No, I guess it's probably. I think Malkin was probably the more important, their most recent one. But he's all Andy. I don't think he lives in Pittsburgh anymore. The person who does the Permanent Hangover glasses, but. He used to work at Dancing Gnome and at Brew Gentleman at one point. So he definitely has he's a big part of the Pittsburgh beer community for sure, even if he doesn't still live there. But this is a double IPA. It's 8.2%. And I think if I remember correctly, there's like a crap ton of hops in this because, and I don't mean like the volume wise, but different types. I think this is a blend of like all four of their main double IPAs, the Spy Dolphin. I don't even remember what the main ones, because they had like four main double IPAs for a while, but now they make so many different ones. But I think that's how this started. But I'll put in the description what hops they are, but I'm pretty sure it's a whole bunch of them. That's why I didn't look it up, because I knew I probably wouldn't remember. I'm gonna crack it open and see what we got. And they've made this like a bunch of times now, but I just don't think that I've ever had it. I believe the first time they made it was like right when I moved down to Charlotte, so I missed that one, and they happened to never have it whenever I was back up there, and now this last time I was up there for Christmas, they had it, so I was pretty excited. I know a lot of people say that this is like their favorite double IPA from these guys, so that's why I definitely picked it up. You can see pretty darker golden color, almost orangey, with about a finger's worth of really fluffy white head. Say it's kind of like a generic juicy IPA aroma. Definitely a lot of more peach than most of their double IPAs. A lot of their, or IPAs in general, a lot of their hoppy stuff leans more towards the citrusy or like dank side, but this one's very, very peachy. I do get some pineapple in there as well, but it's definitely peaches for sure. It's pretty I don't know. It's weird. Like the flavor isn't nearly as like pungent and fruit forward as the aroma is. It's pretty like dry, pithy, orange peel. Definitely like, or like even grapefruit peel. It's pretty bitter. It does have a nice bready backbone to it. It's not overly sweet, which is a good thing, but it is a little sweet, which I think it needs because of how intense that bitterness is. But overall, it's pretty flavorful in the sense that it's like really balanced with I like the malt profile a lot, but it is very like citrus rind, like grapefruity, orange pith. Definitely not like the peach or pineapple that I was getting in the aroma. And there is definitely a kick of booze on the back end too. You know, sometimes it's hard to decipher between alcohol and hop bitterness, especially if it's like that burny hop bitterness, not like the normal, like bitterness that comes from the boil, but just bitterness from oversaturation and the dry hop. But this one almost comes off like to me the bitterness is really feels like it's something that happened in the boil and not oversaturation in the dry hop, because it's bitter like on my whole tongue. Usually when, at least for me, what I associate like the oversaturation dry hop thing is usually it like burns the back of my tongue and it just sits there forever and ever. This is just bitter in my whole mouth, which is more reminiscent to like the old school West Coast IPAs that were super dry and bitter. This is kind of similar to that type of bitterness, but there's more sweetness to back it up. Or I guess I wouldn't say more. It's just more of like a lighter bready sweetness and maybe some like lactosey type sweetness. I don't even know if there's lactose in this or not. I'm guessing there probably isn't. Rather than like caramel malt sweetness, which a lot of the West Coast IPAs had, or at least or even like the Midwest IPAs like Dark Horse and stuff from Founders and that type of thing. I generally don't like things that are over the top bitter, but because this is more what I perceive as like a natural bitterness from actually like boiling the hops, I kind of like it. It's almost one of those things where I feel like I'm like punishing myself every time I take a drink, but it's also like really refined at the same time. Like this feels like it's on purpose. It doesn't just feel like it's young, or green. See, that's the other thing that's really interesting about their beers. I find. I mean, a lot of IPAs are like this, but theirs especially. Once you get used to that green character, which I don't think this one has, but it's still a lot of bitterness. Once you get used to that bitterness, then you could taste like a lot of stuff underneath. And then like that last sip I just took, I definitely get some of that peach ring character that I was getting in the aroma. It's not just all straight like pithy citrus peel, which that's still there. There's also a little bit of like a lime peel character as well. I'm really kind of on the fence whether I want to give this a buy or a drink. I do like it, but I think like this one can is enough. I don't think I would want more than one of these at any given moment or on any given day. So for that reason, I don't know that I can necessarily say buy. Like I don't even know that I would want them like one in back-to-back days, because it's just a really abrasive beer. It's nice for every once in a while. But if you only want it every once in a while and it only comes out every once in a while, I guess that's a good thing. But those two times might not sync up. So for me, I don't think I would really go out of my way to buy this again. I think they have, even though this one's kind of more unique, they do have other IPAs that I like better. So I would probably just buy those instead, to be honest. So I'm just going to give this one a drink, but I would say it's on the higher level of drink. And if you like the very, very bitter IPAs, you'll probably like this. It like I said, it's bitter across the whole mouth. It's not just like that green hop burn bitterness. So it reminds me of like a hazy version of like an old school West Coast IPA kind of, but not really. It's a weird thing. But yeah, I'm gonna give this one a drink. But it's still a pretty good beer, and I would still recommend it to someone if they think they like those type of IPAs. I think they would like it, and there's no brewing flaws in this. I think Dancing Gnome still did a really good job with the beer. It's just not necessarily my favorite thing. So that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.